Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
Right, which is primarily metal music and live music. Today we're going to talk about our time seeing Machine Head. This was part of their Kingdom and Crown tour this year in 2022. It was on November 15th, 2022, obviously.
I don't think November 15th is right. I think it's November 25th.
That's what I said.
You said November 15th.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a typo in the outline. It's November 25th, Black Friday is when the concert was.
Yes.
This was at the Forge in Joliet, Illinois, and there were no openers for this particular show.
No, yeah, I was trying to think if we'd ever seen a one band show where there's been no open. Oh, like we've went and only watched one band, but I don't know if we've ever been to a show where there's only one band.
So we have a couple times.
Oh, have we?
Sort of, maybe. Like S&M 2 was just Metallica by itself.
That's true. Yeah.
The 40th to some extent, right? Like you had DJ Lord come out and do some shit.
Yeah.
But that I wouldn't necessarily call that an opener.
Right. Like I was trying to think like if we would even consider like Rammstein that way, because like Rammstein had a Duo Labard come out and like they did the piano, but it's like, were they considered quote unquote the openers or were they just like the entertainment?
So yeah, that one's weird. I would consider that an opener for
okay.
sure.
See, DJ Lord, I would consider the same thing. So it's just kind of entertainment while people sit down.
I mean, yeah, like
I don't know.
It's weird. I mean, I don't know. DJ Lord's iffy with me, right? Like if it's an opener or not. They also was the other guy, the comedian. I don't know who that was.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Came out and did some shit and played with the crowd, right? But I'm trying to think also. Maybe those were the only ones.
So like S&M 2 would be the only one.
The legit only one without any entertainment or anything at all.
Yeah.
Like the symphony comes out, they do their thing. Ecstasy of Gold comes out and it starts, right?
Yeah. Which I mean, it's not just one band because it's the San Francisco Symphony, but I mean, it was one performance.
It was one performance, playing alongside the band.
Yeah.
So they were like one unit playing.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I have, because that is what Grateful Dead does, the Dead and Company.
Right, that's true.
They only come out and they play for like 3 hours themselves.
That's true. And they don't have openers or any entertainment in the intermission or anything.
I mean, there's like a band, like, so I've only seen them at Wrigley Field here in Chicago. And out in that little park area they built, Gallagher Way, I think is what it's called. They usually, like this last year, they had somebody out there playing. It's just like, but it was part of, I'm assuming it's part of the weekend, part of the entertainment.
Yeah.
But it's also outside, so people just walking by could enjoy and hang out.
Yeah, I wouldn't really consider that like an opener because it's not really on the
main stage. Yeah. But it was definitely entertainment, but ahead of time. But I mean, yeah, same thing. I wouldn't necessarily consider Dead and Company as having an opener either.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess, yeah, you've been to, well, I mean, we both went to S&M 2, and then you've been to Dead and Company a couple times. So you've seen more bands that are just one band for the entire show. Yeah,
but I mean, typically there are openers, right? We'll talk more about this here shortly.
Okay.
Because let's talk about the price also. We paid $29.50 for the tickets, $6.59 in fees.
Yeah.
Not horrible.
No, that's what, like 5%? No. I was trying to do percentage.
About 30%, a little less than 30%. Because 30% would be around $10 or something, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like 20 something.
20 something.
Yeah, that's not that bad. I mean, considering Live Nation's always like 40 plus, so that's not bad.
Yeah, and I'm not sure who we got these through.
I have no clue because we didn't get a ticket.
If it was directly through the venue or not. And that's true too. We'll talk about that also when we get to the venue talk. But yeah, like we said, this was in Joliet. Our first time seeing a concert at this venue and in Joliet as a whole.
Yeah, first time being to Joliet. I've never been out there.
I've never been either.
Okay, I didn't know as a kid if you had went to Joliet.
No, like, I mean, I don't think so. I think we always just drove straight into Chicago.
Okay.
I don't when your aunt comes in,
Yeah, she parks out in Joliet because there's a train.
the
station.
metro.
Yeah.
And that, that's just easy then, right? You just park your car there and hop on the train.
Yeah, I
and
think
come in.
so. Yeah, because I mean, it's when you're coming from Iowa, Joliet's like the first major city it's not even a city, but the first metro stop that you come to, so you don't have to drive on like 55 or if you go south, then you don't have to drive further on 80. So
I mean, and the same thing with like your aunt. We've done that too. Like coming into Chicago, find a burb, park your car there, take the metro in, and back out. Like it's pretty easy, really, especially if you're not planning to drive in the city, which is probably for the best anyway. Like
yeah, it's just hard for people to, well, not everybody, but for like her, if she's coming for the weekend, it's like she has nowhere to park her car. So
yeah,
it's easier just to park out there and then take the metro in.
right.
We meet her, and it's quick to get to our place. So
Yeah. I mean, we've always lived close to public transit, so it's just easy to get on either bus or whatever. So
yeah.
I mean, so we've known of Joliet for sure.
Yeah. I've just never been there, so.
And you heard about the Forge at another show. Somebody brought it up, right?
I don't know if I heard it at a show or I always get ads on like Facebook and stuff. Because I'm always searching and like sponsored things come up, and because we always talk about concerts, so it always comes up. But so I don't know if I heard about it there or if it was from a concert. Honestly, I don't know the first time I heard about it. But
you knew about it before this show.
Yes, yeah. So I'm part of a Facebook group that's like Chicago open air fans or something. So when Chicago had open air, like people would post in there all the time. People still utilize the Facebook page and just talk about concerts around the area. And a lot of people post bands that are coming to the Forge or like tribute bands and stuff that are coming to the Forge. And we've just never been out there because it was, I mean, up until last year, we said this in many podcasts, but we didn't have a car, so it's hard to get to the suburbs. It's kind of a long ways away from us.
Was it?
Yeah, it's an hour drive.
See, I slept all the way
You
out there.
did sleep, so it was quick for you.
It was quick for me getting out there. Getting home didn't seem that bad either.
No. Getting home was like 43 minutes or something.
Getting out didn't seem that bad either, like traffic-wise, from what bits I
it
was
wasn't
awake.
bad.
However, it was also Black Friday.
Yes, yeah.
So
if this was a normal Friday, it probably would have taken an hour and a half to get out there, I would say.
I think so.
With traffic, yeah. I mean, just knowing we've left after work on a Friday before to go to like Iowa or whatever, and it's just you spend almost 2 hours to get out that way. So,
but I mean, all in all, I don't think the travel was that bad.
No.
I mean, once again, I slept and I wasn't driving, so I don't know if it was.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
relying on you.
It's okay. I mean, I don't really want to delve too much into the travel because we already talked about how we hate going to the suburbs and we hated going to Tinley Park, and we're just not a fan of going out to the suburbs. So if Machine Head came to Chicago, it would have been 100% better. But we made it. We went to the Forge, a new venue that we've never been to. So,
yeah, I mean, and even before we got there, though, the town itself, Joliet, it seemed like it would be kind of cool to hang out. There's a casino there also.
Yeah, there's a casino. That's maybe the highlight of the whole town. It's a very small town.
It is very small town, which is kind of a cool little feel. I like that kind of feel.
Yeah.
It reminds me of growing back home, right?
Yeah.
Growing up back home. And I really like that feel. And I thought, when the little bit we did walk around, I did enjoy that. But we didn't walk around a whole lot because there was this fucking parade going around. And that just...
It had all the streets shut off, and it was hard to get around. And the Forge was right on the parade routes, so every street around there was shut off, and they wouldn't let you get to parking garages. They wouldn't let you drive. It was shitty.
We were at a stoplight, not even you cross the street, and the entrance to the parking garage was right there,
and they forced you to turn right,
and the police wouldn't let us go. We're just going right there.
Yeah.
We're not. Nope, you can't go. You have to, and you couldn't get into that parking garage because if you wanted to, you'd have to go up and then down, or I guess maybe back.
Yeah,
There's probably a way to do it.
I mean, I thought about it after we'd been home, and after I de-stressed from going to the suburbs, and I could have probably went around the block, went up a whole block, and then went down to like where we turn right, go a block further. What would that be, west or whatever?
Yeah.
And be able to get to that parking garage. But
Because it looked like there was an entrance on that road.
possibly. Yeah. But then again, I don't know if that was blocked off.
Right.
I don't know. But it was just shitty. Well, the whole shitty part was the parade going on, so all the streets were blocked off. And then also the shitty part was all the parking was taken.
Everything was taken.
Everybody was downtown, and everybody fucking drives in the suburbs. So it was like you couldn't. I don't know. It was shitty altogether. But
Right.
it's the suburbs, and again, I don't want to dwell too much about how much we hate the suburbs because we've already had a whole episode of that. But
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into this during our final thoughts, but yeah, that was very frustrating.
yeah, it just put a bad mood in both of us.
Because the doors opened, I think 7.
7, yeah.
And we got there.
We got there before 5.
We got there right around 5.
Yeah.
And then it took us an hour to find somewhere to park. Just
Yep.
driving around. Also because when we
Yeah, I forgot about that.
we ended up going down a road and
It was a drawbridge.
drawbridges were up because a ferry was going under it,
Yep.
or a tugboat or whatever the fuck, some
Yeah.
sort of freight was going under it.
Yep.
Which then backed everything up. So we sat there for like 30 minutes just waiting to
Yeah.
get through that light.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're not familiar with the town, with the area. There's supposed to be plenty of parking, but yeah, you couldn't get anywhere because it was all shut down. There were so many people downtown to watch this fucking parade. I don't know why people love parades so much. They're stupid. And like they had the high school marching band there.
Yeah.
And it's Black Friday. They had the day off, and you make them fucking come in. Like, why is this the day you're having your parade?
Yeah. I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I get why having it because it makes sense because then it's like the kickoff to like the holiday season.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it just sucked.
I don't know. It was very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
And like we got there, we finally got settled in. We were going to try to find somewhere to eat because we wanted to eat something before going into the show.
Well, that's the whole
show.
yeah. So that's the whole reason why we went early is to kind of one to see Joliet because we'd never seen it, and then 2 to grab something to eat. And I looked up online before going. I'm like, oh, there's lots of like little bars and stuff around, and I'm like, we like bar food, so let's try that out. And that didn't work out because the parade was going on.
Right. And like the only thing that we could easily get to that we could find without like wandering all over the fucking place, because once again, you're not gonna be able to cross the street and see what's on the other side of the street. Don't really want to start walking, 4 or 5 blocks one direction and not find anything, because right across the street from the venue was a restaurant.
Yeah. And I think it was like an Italian restaurant or something. But then it also said like bar, sports bar.
So yeah,
I guess it was kind of split in half.
It was definitely like it was a weird restaurant, right? Where it's like we walked in and I kind of felt a little out of place in like a band shirt, right?
Well, yeah, I made a joke and I'm like, oh, we're going to get a white tablecloth.
That's right. Yep.
While we're sitting here in band shirts and jeans.
And like all the servers were in like the matching outfit type. Like we're going to wear jeans and black t-shirts and then have the fancy little aprons that only cover your bottom, right? Like it was definitely going for an image, and it definitely wasn't like just come in and hang out type image. It was like, this is a dinner place.
Yeah, yeah. And it seemed like you needed reservations because even she said to us, like, if you don't have reservations, we don't have a spot.
That's right. We did ask like, hey, can we get a table for 2? And she's like, do you have a reservation? Because we're completely booked up. And that could just be the parade added onto it type thing.
But then you just said, like, we can sit in the bar or
right, because we were on the bar side, and there was a bar, and I meant the actual, could we sit at the bar?
Yeah. That's why
I think I saw a couple chairs together. If not, I saw a couple apart. We can maybe convince people to, scooch over and whatnot. And she's like, oh, yeah, let me go check. And she actually sat us at, like, a high-top table on that side.
Yeah.
So the bar side, they definitely had a bunch of TVs all over the place playing college football and whatnot, right? And then you had your big bar, and then this little half wall that was separating like the restaurant side of the thing. But you're right, on the outside is like bar, sports, food, Italian, like all these words like describing what you can find inside.
Yeah.
So we did that. Finally went over to the Forge right before doors open.
We got there like right as doors were opening though.
Yeah, we stood there not long, really.
No, like 10 minutes.
Yeah. not yeah, exactly. When we first, so I guess a couple things, right? Like we wanted to get up there, and I guess we didn't mention we were supposed to take a friend with us as well.
Yeah.
He backed out. He got the day off and decided to spend time with his significant other instead of going to see the show, which is cool. I understand that, but yeah, we were supposed to go with somebody. We didn't have to take them, and we were kind of excited about that because that meant we could leave as early as we wanted to.
Yeah.
And we wanted to go early to get in early because at some shows, Machine Head was doing posters. And posters are the thing we like to collect. We like to get them framed, hang on our walls. And I know it's some, like on their Instagram, they've posted and they said, this poster is limited to 50.
Yeah.
Which is crazy low numbers, I thought. Like, we went to go see, like we said, S&M, right? And we wanted to get a poster there. Those fuckers sold out instantly. And there was like 700 of them. And that was my fear here. Is like, oh fuck, there's only 50 posters for this show. They're gonna sell out. So that's why we wanted to get there, and we got there early, before getting dinner, and there wasn't a whole lot of people in the line.
No, there was like 8 or 10 people. It was very, very short.
I was gonna say maybe 20, but yeah,
You think
it was
20?
There was quite a bit more. Yeah,
I didn't even think that many. I mean, it wasn't even like, I mean, the doors at the half block area, and it wasn't even like half of that. So I didn't feel like it was that many people.
Yeah, I guess we didn't count, but we're somewhere in there. Not that many, basically.
Yeah.
Less than 50 for sure. Figured let's go quickly get dinner. Dinner took a long time to get because they were busy and whatnot. And at that point, I basically wrote off like, well, fuck it, we're not going to get a poster. It's fine. Yeah, so we got in the back of the line, and this time when we got in line, it wrapped around the building and almost down to...
I think they have a library.
Yeah.
Like, we stood in front of the library.
Yeah, so there's that building, and then like behind that building's an empty parking lot where they had porta potties for the parade, and then the garage we ended up parking in was right there too. And I was surprised how many. Well, I guess I wasn't that surprised. It was opening, right? It was time for doors. That's about right. That's what I would expect, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that many people. I mean, it did wrap around the building, but I didn't feel like it was that many people. I mean, we'll get to it, but how many people were already inside?
Well, I mean, if we got there right before doors opened, that was like nobody was inside, right? Oh, I see what you're saying.
When we got inside, how many people were already inside?
Gotcha.
I was like, there wasn't even this many people standing outside. So.
Oh, I think there were that many people.
I didn't feel like it was that. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But yeah, the line ended up moving pretty quick too. Getting into the venue.
Yeah, they had a good setup because they had one person or 2 people, I think, checking IDs to give you your wristband.
Yep.
And then 2 people wanding. So you are like security wand. They don't have like security metal detectors, but they have like the wand thing. And then that was it. I mean, so it was like really, really fast.
Yeah, and I mean, every now and then, I think I got patted down.
Oh yeah, a couple guys in front of me got patted down, but like even the guy in front of me, he like had his arms out and stuff. He's like the guy with the wand was like, "Oh no, I'm not patting down."
Well, that, and also he turned around.
He's
like,
around.
You don't need to turn around, sir.
So that made me. So I've been watching a lot of like interrogation video, tapings of interrogations, and like they have them do that before like they do the pat down before they arrest people, and it made me instantly think of that of like,
oh really?
Have you been patted down before?
I don't know. I've been to shows where they make you turn around.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I
think it's usually pretty standard practice.
I guess I don't remember turning around. I remember like they asked you to put your hands out and stuff. I don't remember. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I mean, but the thing is, like, I heard that, right? The guy on yours, because you went on one side, I went to the other side.
Yeah, it was just the open line. So
the guy wanded me front and back, and then he had me turn around and wand my back again.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, but the other guy didn't have to turn around.
Oh.
So I just thought that like that stuck in my head, and that was
yeah.
funny. So like even before we went to dinner, we stopped and asked the guy at the front door, just asking him like.
That wasn't before dinner. That was when we got in line, because I went and got in line in the back, and then you got in line, or you went to the door to ask. Because I walked to the line. Yeah, I walked to the line by myself.
Okay,
yeah.
Then I guess yeah. But anyway, it was before, and it was like, hey, where's will call? Can I go get that real quick? And the guy's like, no, you'll get it right inside. Because once again, we thought it was physical tickets. But no, you'd walk in, give your name. Like they had a ticketing booth. Give your name, and they like pulled up a little sheet and like, yep, there you are. Go ahead and get on in. Was that what we did with Thrash of the Titans?
Yeah, that was. I mean, they had like a physical piece of paper. This person had like a device, like the device that they were scanning. They
just like a spreadsheet.
Typed your name in. No, they typed your name in.
Oh, did they?
Onto the device that they used to scan the mobile tickets.
I guess I didn't notice that. Yeah. So that was a little disappointing. I was like, oh shit, I don't get a physical ticket.
Yeah, I think I even made the comment like, oh, we don't get tickets, but we were walking away by that point, so we couldn't really ask like what the.
I mean, I'm assuming that's just their policy,
it
right?
Probably
like
is, yeah.
Why print them out when we just have a list and can go check? Like, it makes sense. You can make the argument you're trying to cut down waste, blah, 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 all that. For somebody who just wants a piece of paper that says it, and we can go and print our own off, I guess.
Yeah.
Which we do and we don't get one. So we'll end up doing that for this as well. But then you walk in, and right to your left is this pretty big bar.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's the only bar in the place, though.
It is the only bar in the place.
Well, there might be one upstairs.
There might be, yep.
Like, VIP was upstairs, so you can't go up there without VIP tickets.
Yep. And then straight ahead was the bathrooms. And then right in front of the bar was the stage. And I think you pointed out when we first got in, you looked at the bar and you're like, are those windows or are those mirrors?
Well, so I saw the stage set up, but it looked very small to me.
Oh.
So that's when I was like, oh, is it out here? Or otherwise then there was mirrors behind the bar. So I saw the reflection. But I thought it was another room. So then I was like,
Gotcha.
or is it back there?
Gotcha.
But then I realized, oh, that's a mirror. So no, that little teeny tiny ass stage is their stage.
Yeah, the stage was fairly small.
Yeah. But the whole venue is small.
That's what I was going to get to, right? The whole venue is very small.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as small as like Beat Kitchen or where
right.
we are.
Yeah.
Where'd we see Thrash of the Titans? Gabe's. It's not like as small as that either, right? It's.
Yeah, it's bigger than a bar because it's not like a.
It's definitely like a standalone venue. It is a venue. It is.
Yeah, it is a venue. Because it's not like a bar because it's not narrow.
Maybe like the Vic. If you take the bars on the side of the Vic out.
I'm trying to think of what to compare it to. Or if you think of like House of Blues, like if you take out that little thing where you walk down and just have it, like that's almost the same.
It kind of is about the same size.
If you take the bar, I mean, to have bars on the sides.
Yeah, basically you take the floor and put that back. Like that's what the size of is.
Yeah.
Width-wise, right?
Yeah.
So I mean the stage wasn't. As the night went on, I was like, this isn't that, like, it's small, but it's not tiny.
Yeah, like, I got used to it, how it was, and, like, they were able to utilize the stage fairly well. But, like, walking in, I don't know what I envisioned going out there. But walking in, I was just, like, I was so shocked at how small it was and how, I'm going to use the word cramped, but already, like, and that's why I was saying, like, I don't feel like there was that many people in line for how many people were already in the venue when we got there.
I mean, they clearly must have been. Unless they did.
Had to be.
No, I mean,
they did
do the meet and greet, the VIP.
They did, but that wasn't that many people. I mean, I looked at the picture on Instagram, and it's definitely not a couple hundred.
No, I mean, maybe 20, 30, 40, something like that. But still, the venue is pretty small. Putting another 20, 30, 40 people in there beforehand, pretty kind of fills up pretty big.
Yeah. But then also, I mean, I think you're going to get into the merch line, but I think that really made it. Okay.
That,
So I don't know how they normally do merch, but this just seemed not very well done. But like when you walk in on the far wall, so it'd be stage right on the far wall and stage right.
Yep.
So they had the merch table set up, or the merch counter. And I think it was like an actual counter, right? Or was it tables?
I think it was tables.
Oh, okay. So they might be able to move it depending on what's going on. But so the line for that came straight out into the middle of the floor and wrapped around to the door.
I mean, I think that's kind of funny. I kind of chuckled to myself about that. I didn't
like it. It was very uncomfortable for me.
It was definitely self-organized. Like it's just somebody
Oh
got in
no,
line, stood straight back.
that's true. But the guy in front of us was organizing the line.
Well, no, it was people would come up to him and ask, like, "Is this merch?" And he's like, "Yep, it's merch. The line's back there." Because even somebody came up and like, "Well, there's 2 lines for merch." He's like, "Nope, there's one
That's what I
line."
mean by he was
Oh yeah,
organizing
yeah,
it. He was just making sure people weren't moving in front of us. And he would say, like, no,
yeah.
like the line starts back there
It
somewhere.
was definitely like I won't say self-preservation, but it's like, don't fucking cut me
Yeah,
type
like,
thing.
I mean, one lady came up and she's like, well, there's 2 lines because I've been standing in this line for an hour. And I looked at my watch and the doors had only been open for 35 minutes. And I'm like, how'd you stand here for an hour? But anyways, that's the difference.
I mean, but at the end of the night, if you went back and looked, like the merch went parallel to the merch, like the wall, and went back toward the bar. Like it didn't cross
Oh, they changed. Are they like,
across the floor like it had.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that makes more sense to me.
yeah,
To have it wrapped that way or wrapped some way
yeah.
and not have it go straight through the floor.
But I mean, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. It's a very small space, so I don't know where else you're gonna put it and how else you're gonna do it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I was trying to think that too. And because you can't really put it on the other wall because then people are going to wrap out the door.
and that's where you get your tickets and come right in. So it's
Yeah.
like, so I don't know. I don't.
You could move it closer to the stage and that like on that same wall, but closer to the stage.
I guess that would
And
force you to
then
go backwards.
force you to like
Yeah.
wrap the other way.
I didn't really have a problem with the merch line until we got out of it, and then we were on the opposite side of the line. Then had to cut through the line again to get to get to a spot to see
Yeah.
the stage. Which, whatever, it is what it is. I don't know. We got in merch line because
Yeah.
you wanted a shirt, and we wanted to check out, hopefully try to get posters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the entire time we were in the line, they had that one poster still up on the wall, like, it's here, it's here, it's here. The cup, I'm assuming they were together. They just went through merch separately so they could each get a poster type thing. But maybe not. Maybe they were just friends or knew
And
each
some
other.
people, I mean, even if you are a couple, some people do things separately.
That's true too.
We do everything together,
Yeah.
but some people just have separate everything. So
That's true too. That is. Because they each ended up getting a poster, I believe. And there were still posters when we got ours.
Yeah,
so
there's
we
a
were able
lot.
to get one.
yeah, there's a lot of posters.
And there were still posters when we left. I took a quick look and they still had some. So I mean, there could have been 50 for this show also. I don't know, but I was just happy to finally.
Yeah,
I
they're
was
not
happy to get
numbered.
one.
They're not numbered, right?
These ones aren't. Not that I saw.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't say anything.
But I mean, it's still one of those things. Like we sent it off to the printer and only ordered 50, so we know.
Oh
there's
yeah,
50.
yeah. I'm sure. I would like Metallicas are always numbered. Well, maybe not always, but the ones we have are
The
all
recent
numbered.
ones we have, yeah. If it's, I don't know. That's weird. It very depends on who numbers it and who doesn't number it. Like Disturbed has with the one Disturbed poster we have is a tour poster that's not numbered. It's just like we're gonna print the fuck out of this.
Well, yeah, it's the same poster they sold at every single
Exactly.
event.
Yeah. But even some bands do posters like that and still limit the number that they print and sell. So I don't know. It's just, I guess, personal preference and whatever they do, and time also. I guess it takes time to.
Yeah.
And your hands got to hurt like fuck after doing, like /50/50/50/50 50 times, and then 1 2 3 4 5. And if you fuck up once, then it's like fuck. What do you do with that? I guess that's the band members poster. That's all like 37. Like fuck, this is really 36. God damn it, or 38, whatever. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But hey, we got the merch we wanted. The merch line was weird. I agree. I just kind of laughed because it is what it is. And I mean, everybody was cool with it. Somebody wanted to go through like, hey, I'm not in line. Can I get through to get closer to the stage? And yeah, people would move out of the way, fucking get up. Like no hassle whatsoever. It was just kind of weird that it's like we're going to cut through the stage. And the only thing I like in my head, I think during the time I was like, it'd be kind of funny if you like cut and then go down toward the stage and then back up and then over and like just kind of doing this weird ass fucking line instead of straight back. I don't know. To me, that just made me smile. Like,
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. When we did get out, we kind of found a spot close to the merch table, and
When we were done with merch?
yeah, we were
Yeah.
gonna like post up there and just hang out, but there was a giant pillar in our way that we couldn't see.
So are there just 2 pillars in the whole venue?
I think so.
Or are there 4?
Maybe.
I think there's 4 because I think back by the soundstage there's 2 other ones.
Oh, are there?
Yeah. But
okay, yeah,
the
maybe.
2 that are in the middle of the floor suck because
you need to be either
you have to be in the middle
or in front of them.
Or in front of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise you're going to have like even where we ended up standing like so I mean you get jostled depending on how many people are going in and out and how there was a huge pit so like when that was opening up and stuff like you got jostled around and there was points where I couldn't like the pole like was where I couldn't see the guitarist on the side.
Yeah, I
just a couple times though.
Yeah, I mean we ended up moving. So like we said, we left that side. It was like let's go to the other side and see if we can get a better view. We ended up basically getting the exact same view, just on the other pole.
Yeah, yeah.
But we took a few steps forward and we're able to see, not be in front of it, but have an angle so we can at least see the stage.
Yeah, we were just behind it, so it was not too bad. Like, I think, 3 people moved or, left that area, and so I immediately was like...
Scooch on up,
yeah. Get in that little hole so we could be closer.
So, I mean, and they also had as you pointed out, a balcony. Which I thought was VIP only, but then I was like, is it though? But
I just heard somebody else say
that's what I thought.
It was VIP.
But then I was like, is it actually VIP or could you just...
I don't think you could go up.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't seem very full. So that's why I think it was just VIP because it's not like House of Blues where it gets really full.
Yeah.
It was they had chairs and then it seemed like anyways they had chairs and then maybe enough room for or people were just standing one behind.
And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I could only get my vantage point from the sides of the one side on stage, right of the balcony, and it seemed like there was just you had your railing, and then you had room for people to stand behind you. So I don't know how narrow it is up there, but also center stage, looking down, I don't know if those are angled seats or if they're flat seats or how it is.
I couldn't even see them, so I have no clue.
I don't either. Yeah. So I don't know. It could be kind of cool to see it from up there. We talk about that every now and then, like when places do balconies, like if it'd be cool to see it from the balcony. But I do like the floor better than the balcony.
Like we did balcony at Apocalyptica because I was like, oh, that might be when we went to House of Blues. We ended up going to the floor because we didn't want to be in the balcony because it kind of actually sucks up there. But that was one that I was like, oh, this might be a cool, just kind of going with what band would be kind of better to see up there. And Apocalyptica was the one that I was like, yeah, let's try it. And we walked up there and then we walked right back down.
We also went and saw Behemoth on a balcony at the Vic. Your foot, I think, was hurting at that time. I can't remember why.
I wore new shoes that day.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yep. Stupid decision.
So we're like, our feet hurt. Let's go sit down, check out the balcony. I like the Vic's balcony a lot. I've seen a movie up there. They usually do, or they used to do $5 movies.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a movie with you up there once.
Did you?
Yeah, one time. I don't know what it was, but
that was a fun experience too. I enjoyed that, and seeing Behemoth up there was a lot of fun. It was also Arch Enemy, I think we saw.
Yeah. I really wish we would have been. Oh, so two things for that concert. I liked seeing the show from the balcony because I thought that was really cool. But again, we don't need to reiterate this in every single podcast, but we like being on the floor. So that was the not awkward, but the odd part of I liked being in the balcony, but also just because then I could see the whole show. But I like being on the floor.
Yeah, it's definitely a different feel and vibe on the floor than it is in the balcony.
Yeah.
But it depends on what you want to do and what you're looking for. If you want to see the show, by all means, check out the balcony. The balconies are awesome from what we've experienced. But yeah, so I mean, that center stage balcony, I don't know what it was like. So I mean, we didn't look up, we didn't go up there. So, we don't have much to go on from there. But yeah, first impressions of the venue. What were your thoughts before it even started?
Yeah, so I don't know. I have weird thoughts, and I know we are going back out in March, I think, for another concert.
Yep.
But my first thought is very small, which we already said, but not Beat Kitchen small, but smaller than what I expected. Um, but otherwise, I thought everything was fine. Like the music's fine. I never went to the bar or anything. Never went back to the bathrooms. I basically stood in my one spot because it was so small and so crowded that you couldn't really move anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. It was very, very small. And that's not true either, right? We've been to Beat Kitchen, which was tiny, and like you said, and I loved Beat Kitchen. I loved that atmosphere, that feel. Even the Thrash of the Titans, I loved that small feel. But yeah, before it even started, I was not happy to be there. And I think it's just spillover from that fucking parade. I was so pissed off at the parade that I had this envision of like how the night was going to go, and it didn't go that way. Like, and then that just sort of like crumbled for me, and that just everything pissed me off from that point forward.
Yeah, I think I even ended up texting you. It was after 9, and I was just like, I'm still mad that we're in the suburbs. And that's the whole thing, though. I didn't want to spend 45 minutes talking about how we were in the suburbs, but I guess we only spent like 10 minutes talking about that. But I think that really made my attitude for the first hour and a half of the concert not very good. But
yeah, I mean, and like you said, you didn't go to the bar. There was a coat check back there by the bar.
Oh yeah.
Every person we interacted with who worked there, all the staff were very, very pleasant, very nice people. They were amazing people to work with or just interact with, and so no complaints there whatsoever at all. Like,
I'm trying to think of, the guy that wanted me, but otherwise I didn't talk to any single or like one single person.
Oh, you weren't happy with like your wanding?
No, it was fine. It was a fine 5-second.
Oh, that's the only person you interacted with.
Yeah, I never talked to anybody else. So
that's fair. I mean, I did get a beer. I did do coat check, pick up and drop off, and the will call.
You did the will call, yeah.
So still like 4 or 5 people, but not that many.
Yeah.
Even the guy out front when I asked about will call was a different guy. But I mean, so like I have nothing to complain about with the people who work there, the staff. I feel like I have no reason to complain about the size of the venue because like we said, Beat Kitchen, awesome. Gabe's, awesome small little venue.
Yeah.
House of Blues, we compared this to the same size of House of Blues. House of Blues is one of my favorite venues to go to. So like the only thing that's different is
suburbs.
The burbs. But even then, I don't think it's the burb. It's the fucking goddamn parade that like just it irritated me so much.
But it's suburb culture of having a parade.
I don't know. Like there's parades in Chicago, I guess.
Well, we don't go to them.
Sure, we don't go to them, but it doesn't mean they're not here.
Yeah, we talked about this with Beat Kitchen and with Gabe's in Iowa City, and we've really found that with the smaller venues, the sound is amazing. Like, and I don't know what it is, if it's just the smaller area, the sound setup, the venue having their own sound engineers, but the sound of the music is just amazing.
Yeah, that's true. Let's get into that then. You already said there are no openers. I kind of expected that. I don't know if you did or not.
Yeah, I knew that they didn't have an opener on this tour.
Because I mean, on Nugs, they're one of the metal bands that's on there. Them and Metallica, but they're like 3-hour-long concerts on Nugs, and I was like, are they doing all the openers? No, or is it multiple nights just put together? No, it's one night, just them on the stage playing, having a good time. So I kind of knew that going in as well. We touched on a little bit that we haven't experienced too much, or did we even touch on like what were your thoughts on not having an opener? Were you happy with that? Were you not happy with that?
I don't know. I've really gotten into openers. I really like them now. Before, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, like if we saw an opener, I would just be like, okay, I'm done with you. Like, I'm here to see this, Machine Head. I don't want to listen to you. But I've really changed my mind on it, where now I'm like more open to the music, and it's really how we find our new bands now is listening to openers. So, but I also went into it knowing that there wasn't an opener, so I was actually kind of excited to hear Machine Head for 2.5 hours. So,
I mean, I was too. I mean, everything you said, I agree with. Right, the openers are a great way to find new bands. 100% agree with that. And yeah, it was kind of excited. I was kind of excited to see just Machine Head play for 3 hours, but at the same time, not like I wanted more variety. I wanted different bands to learn different things, right? Like you said. So I don't know. I'm torn if I liked it or not. I did. It was fine. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was fine, right?
yeah. The one thing that you don't get that openers give, and I think we've mentioned this before in other podcasts, but an opener can get you so hyped for the band that's coming in a good and a bad way. One, you don't like them and you just want them to stop playing so you can hear the band that you're there for. Or two, they're fucking amazing and then you're excited or you're already hyped for the band that you're there to see. And so with this, you don't really get that. It's just Machine Head comes out and starts playing. So
yeah. And once they started playing, it was great. I thought the sound was good.
Yeah.
In the venue.
Yeah.
You mentioned it with small venues sound better than arenas a lot of the time. So this is small. I thought it sounded great.
Yeah. I mean, and on the way home, I mean, granted, this is all the way after the concert. On the way home, you didn't take earplugs, so you felt like that you couldn't hear. But I never felt like, so sometimes at House of Blues, even though it's a small venue, like I feel like it's very piercing, like
really?
the music is sometimes. And here I didn't feel that at all. But you said that your ears were ringing after we were done.
Yeah, a little bit. I can't remember fully, but definitely.
Yeah, in the car you said that you couldn't hear when I was talking.
There was that.
So I guess you're just more deaf than I am.
Could be. Very well could be. But yeah, good energy on the stage. The crowd was a lot of fun. They were really into it. Like, it was great to see that. And that's we pointed that out with other small venues as well. The crowds at small venues just seem to be more energetic, more hyped, sort of.
Yeah. I think the pit opened up during the first song.
Oh, it did. Yeah.
Like immediately. Yep. Which is, you just know it's going to be a great night if that happens.
Yep.
So.
And then comes out every now and then, beers out, or beers up.
Yeah. Like cheers.
Do a cheers, like thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
The one thing I noticed is, I mean, sometimes people have beers, but I've seen pictures of that or like video of that from other concerts on Instagram, and everybody has a beer. And at this venue, like it was so packed, like nobody was moving back to get beers. So
I felt like there were actually a lot of people moving back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of movement back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Around us. It frustrated me a little bit at first, but then I just, whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, it was kind of hard to get to the bar from where we were standing to like go all the way back there. I enjoyed having one bar instead of a bar every goddamn 10 feet.
Yeah, like the Argonne there's so many. I mean, but also it's great because like if you need water or beer or whatever, you just like walk over and get it, and it's not like you have to go all the way to the back or whatever, or go downstairs to get it.
Right. Even if you didn't know there wasn't an opener, as soon as it starts and Machine Head comes out, you know, okay, this is either going to be a short as fuck concert or it's going to be just them for 3 hours. And watching on Nugs, I thought I saw a couple times they take like an intermission type thing, just like a break. We've never actually watched it all the way through. It's sort of like watch a little bit here, then skip to the song we want to hear and watch from that point forward.
Yeah, I've never watched it all the way through, so I don't know if they take a break or not.
So I kind of expected there to be like a little, right, we'll be back in like 5 minutes, but there really wasn't. It was 3 hours nonstop. There were a few like breaks to come out and talk to the crowd, interact with the crowd, but for the most part, it was just fucking let's go. Let's keep playing music.
Are you sure you're not confusing the Machine Head on Nugs with Grateful Dead that takes the intermission?
No, it's definitely not that.
Okay.
That definitely takes an intermission, but they're also a lot older. So most of them are a lot older. they the first cover that came out, they did Creeping Death. I believe that was no, it was Hallowed Be Thy Name
Hallowed Be
was
Thy Name,
the
yeah.
first cover, and they came out and was like, we could do an Iron Maiden, or we can do Taylor Swift, and they.
And what was the Taylor Swift song that they played?
I don't know, Haters Gonna Hate Her, some shit like that.
Hate it, yeah.
I don't know Taylor Swift songs.
I don't either.
I know that one line, and that's it.
Hate.
Something.
I don't know. Yeah.
Something about a boyfriend breaking up.
That might have been the one. The Haters Gonna Hate song.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
The bass comes out and just like boom, like plays a few lines from it.
But then he was like, "Oh, don't like." Nobody like cheered and like people are like booing and stuff. He's like, "Don't give me that. Like I know you guys know this song." And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know this song. So
I thought that was like a funny little
it was
moment.
funny, yeah. And then they played Hallowed Be Thy Name. But I think that they did a good job because a lot of bands during 2020, 2021, when they weren't touring, they would do like live streams, or we even purchased some where we were where like they would put on a concert and you would like live stream it or whatever. And I guess that they used to do Friday nights on Facebook Live, and they would just jam and just play songs and stuff, and then they would come out. I don't know, we never watched it, but he said that oh, this is about the time of night where we would if we were doing Friday nights, whatever it was called. I saw a guy with a shirt of it, and I should have took a picture of it, but basically that they would do a cover on the Facebook Live, and it was a Friday night, so I think he did a really good job of putting that together. Like, hey, we did this during the lockdowns and stuff.
And it also was Friday night.
And it was Friday night, yeah. So I thought it was really good how they put that all together on like, this is how we survived 2020, like, or during that time where we weren't touring.
Yeah, I didn't know about that either. I wish we would
I
have
know,
known.
I know.
It would have been so much fun.
I guess we didn't do very good at there was a couple that we knew about, so we like the bands that we follow, but I don't think I followed Machine Head like on Instagram or anything, so I don't think you would be able to see that.
Yeah, a couple things there, right? Is we didn't know about the Friday night Machine Head thing they did. That sounded awesome. I would have loved to watch that. And to your point of like, if this is the point of the night when we'd start playing covers, like they've probably been drinking the whole time, just having a blast with themselves. And like, all right, let's fuck around. Let's try Taylor Swift. I don't know if they ever did it on the stream. I could see they seem like the kind of guys that would just be like, fuck it, whatever. Let's just fuck around with this and see what happens. I mean, metal bands do cover pop songs, right? Like Disturbed does 80s pop.
Oh, okay.
And some 80s rock and whatnot. So it's not what you would typically associate with metal, but it's kind of fun. I enjoy it. So I wish we would have known about that and could have watched it. I agree with that. And yeah, the only other thing that we did regularly, not even regularly, we did like 4 or 5 times, was the Monday Metallica, where they play an old concert on YouTube.
Yep.
And once again, that was a band we were following at the time.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. Is like I don't even know why I wasn't following Machine Head, but I don't know.
So before 2020, Machine Head was supposed to be at the Metro.
Oh, really?
I think March of 2020. They were supposed to be there. I liked them. I didn't buy tickets to the show because I had a memory of walking home from the House of Blues with you one night and you saying, if I don't know the bands, I don't want to go see them.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember who we saw. But
I can't either. It was like, it must have been a shitty opener or something along those lines. And it wasn't late in 2019 because we saw some pretty good stuff late 2019.
It must have been early 2020.
I don't know. It's a thing, right? I just don't know when it was.
I only remember seeing Lumineers in 2020. So
no, it wasn't them. Yeah.
No, I know it wasn't them. I don't know. I remember saying that, and I think it was just I don't know. I probably just had a bad day, and
it was also like super late, and we're walking home, and you had to get up early for maybe that's what it was. Is like I'm not gonna stay up late on a school night and then have to go to work.
Night.
It's what it is. It's a school night. And have to go to work the very next day early on.
Oh yeah, because I used to walk to work at like 6:30 in the morning. So.
Right, you would get up early, and I roll out of bed whenever I Like,
Yeah.
this is when I'm showing up to work. Is when
Yeah.
Um.
Anyways.
So I remember you saying that, and I remember seeing Machine Head. It's like, fuck, I'm gonna like this show, and being like, but Karen doesn't know them. I'm not gonna buy the ticket, and I didn't buy the ticket. And I don't know if they played that show. I don't know if lockdown happened before, after.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong. Maybe it wasn't March. Maybe it was February or even late 2019. I can't remember. We can easily probably look this up.
But
we're not going to.
We just talk. We don't research.
And then I think I told you about this afterwards too. We've had this conversation before. I told you about it. And you were like, oh, Machine Head? Yeah, I know them. I like them.
Yeah.
You should have told me. We could have gone to that.
Yeah.
And then I was like kicking myself, like, God damn it, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, so I don't remember when I probably first heard Machine Head a long time ago, but there was a playlist that I used to listen to all the time when I would be walking to work. And is anyone out or anybody out there is on there. And like that's the song. I mean, everybody has their one song that they can remember. Or well, maybe not, but like that they can maybe remember or whatever that they listened to, and then it kind of got them into the band. And that's the one that got me to listen to Machine Head. So it was on a playlist, and that had to been 2018, 2019 when I was walking to work.
That's the exact same thing that happened with me. Is it would just come up on shuffle, and it was, is there anybody out there? Or
Locust?
No.
Oh. That's the other one that I feel like I know.
Locust I know too.
Yeah.
Did they play that?
Yeah, they did.
They did? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot more of their songs now, but Locust is another one that I think.
Game Over was the other one.
Game Over, yes. Yeah, they didn't play that.
And then also, Bastards was the other song of theirs I knew and have heard. And love all three of those songs, but in particular Bastards. I love that song so goddamn much. And I went through every single show they have on Nugs, wanting to see it live. They don't have it.
Yeah.
Hoping to God they'd play it live here. They might not ever play this song live.
Maybe not. Yeah.
It's definitely got some explicit words, like.
So does a lot.
Yeah, but like not the N word, like this.
Yeah.
Does. Even though it's like it's kind of weird to say like the N word in a positive way, but it's the intent of the song isn't. It's like it's against the people who use the word.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think is anyone out there, they have the whole part in the song about like the Confederate flag and.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because it's like, gosh, now I can't even think about how the words go, but it's like the racists that I used to call brothers. How could I support something? I can't remember how the racists that I used to call brothers is the one line that I can remember, and then it's basically the rebel that means slavery. Sorry, I'm so bad at.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm so bad at lyrics when I don't have the song.
But I mean, all three of those songs we just listed, I don't think they played any of them.
No.
Game Over wasn't there.
No.
Is there anybody out there wasn't there? Bastards wasn't there.
And I wanted to hear, is anyone out there? Just because whenever I go to a concert, there's always like that one song that I want to hear.
Yeah.
And like Disturbed is always The Light and 10,000 Fists. And
so that's funny. The second Ghost show, the first one this year. The first one was at a festival. You didn't really know them.
Yeah, I didn't know them, but
and it was like
fun.
We're there. It was fun. Yeah. So I kind of consider this year's their second Ghost show our first Ghost show, even though it wasn't.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There was a woman there who asked like, "Well, what's the one song you want to hear?" And we're both like, "We don't give a shit what we hear. We just want to hear
all of it."
Right. Yeah. And she had like her one song, like you were saying with Disturbed. You have your one song.
Yeah, but then I mean, I'm always bad at having like answers right away like that, and which people probably understand like when listening, because you're always like, well, what are your thoughts? And it takes me forever to come up with what I am thinking. But like a little bit, I think it was that night, but like a little bit later, I was like, Mary on a Cross. Like that's the one song that I wanted to hear. But at that time, I didn't know what the name of the song was because it was always on Spotify and I never looked at it. So I didn't know it was Mary on a Cross. I always thought it was Mariana, which it is Mary on a Cross, but I always thought the name of the song was Mariana. So I'm really glad that I didn't say. I mean, they already played it that night, but.
And that's also like a thing, right? Like I don't want to misspell the name or missay the name.
Yeah, yeah.
Or.
And also, I'm really bad at song names.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't know.
I am too. The other song I wanted to hear. So, like the tour name was Of Kingdom and Crown, right?
Yes, yeah.
Which is the name of their new album that came out this year. And a band goes out with the new album. They're playing a lot of fucking shit from that new album. It looks like they played a few things from that new album.
Yeah, they played 3 songs.
Yeah.
I think he even said we're going to play 3 songs.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think so.
Or did he say we've already played 3?
I think he said, like, oh, we played 1. We're going to play a couple more. So in my mind, that's 3.
The one they didn't play that I want to hear off the new album was My Hands Are Empty.
Yeah.
I love how that opens with like the, like the,
Yeah, like we had a discussion about it, I think the next day or a couple days later.
Like on the way home, maybe even.
Maybe on the way home. I think it was on the way home.
Because I think I played them. Like we
go
ahead.
Yeah, like we immediately got in the car and I wanted to listen to Is Anyone Out There because it was like the one song I wanted to hear. And you immediately put that song on. And we both, like, I don't know if you said it first or if I said it first, but I was like, oh, this would have been perfect for them to come out to.
Yep.
Because it's like the slow build up and then the song.
Their opening came out. The opening they came out to was great. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like we both got in the car and it's like, oh, that was great. They played 3 fucking hours. They put on a killer show. But yet we're still complaining.
Yeah, exactly.
And you didn't play this. You didn't do this. You didn't do this. And then we get in the car. And we play that shit they didn't play for us.
I mean, I don't know how many albums they have, but like, how many albums does Metallica have?
God damn it. 12. Wait, hold on. They're releasing their 12. We're going to cut a lot of this fucking shit out right here. They've got Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Puppets, Justice, Black, Load, Reload, Garage, Saint Anger. They might not count Garage Inc. as a studio album since it all covers. So Saint Anger. Then they have Death Magnetic, Hardwired. Oh, this is their 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be 13. So yeah, cut out Garage and you get 12.
So
they have 12. So how many do they have? 12.
So we're laughing because Brian just had to name every single album.
Yeah, no, she's going to cut this out too.
We'll decide. Maybe I'll leave that whole thing in there.
Well, I knew them all. I just didn't know off the top of my head that the answer is 12 because apparently Garage Inc.'s not an album because it's not studio, it's covers, blah, blah, blah. But whatever, we'll cut it all out.
Any hoodles. I don't know how many songs, how many albums Machine Head has. But like, we could even go to a Metallica concert and be disappointed that we didn't hear some. I mean, for years you listened to Metallica, you went to live concerts, and you just heard Whiskey in a Jar.
Yeah, I mean...
Live, I should say.
Live. The number of shows we've actually seen, though, of theirs are very low.
Really?
Yeah. We've seen them... Des Moines. Then it was...
Oh, S&M 2.
S&M 2. 10 years later.
Yeah.
And that's a special show. They're not playing Whiskey in Their Jar there.
No.
Then it's the 40th. The 40th, they had that special moment where they're like going through the Garage Inc. album. And they're like, Whiskey in the Jar is a big fan favorite. And they don't fucking play it.
So we really haven't seen that many Metallica concerts.
No, we haven't.
They're just so memorable to me that I feel like we've seen a lot.
But you're absolutely right. Whiskey in the Jar was the one I want to hear this live. Yeah. I love that fucking cover. I love that song.
But basically my point is,
yeah,
like they have such a large catalog that you're going to be disappointed when you walk away from a concert. I mean, maybe not disappointed, but you know what I mean, what I'm trying to say. Like they can't play for 45 hours straight. Because that's probably what it would take to play all their albums.
I mean, you're absolutely right? Like, you're not going to hear everything you want to hear.
Yeah.
you're gonna hear shit you don't want to hear because they play Inner Sandman every goddamn time.
Yeah.
They play
Which I'm
Nothing
fine
Else
with.
Matters every goddamn time. They play Not Stupefied, The Sickness every goddamn show.
Don't they play Stupefied?
They probably do too.
I think so.
But like it's one of those things. Like they play Spit It Out at every fucking goddamn show.
Yeah.
Stop that shit. I don't want to hear it. I've heard it. Stop it. Play something different. Play a deep cut. Like that's the fan in you, right?
Yeah.
But when they play those songs, you're still fucking excited and you're
Exactly.
jumping, you're chanting.
Not Spit It Out. That's
You are jumping. You're jumping when you're told to jump the fuck up.
I don't. And I'm not excited for it at all.
I slowly stand.
I fall over. Any hoodles. My whole point to say they played 23 songs.
Yes.
Back to Machine Head, the concert we're talking about.
I mean, they, like you said, back to their set, like their catalog. They've been around since the early 90s, 94, right? Like,
yeah, they've been around for 30 years.
Fucking ever.
So, I mean, they have a large catalog. And so that's basically, that was my whole point of like, you're not going to hear, like, you named 3 songs you didn't hear. I wish they would have played Is Anyone Out There? And Game Over would have been fun. I know we've watched that on Nugs a couple times, but I mean, it was still fantastic. I mean, everything that they played was fantastic. I did find myself, and I don't look up set lists anymore before going into concerts, but I do know that on Instagram they post the set list under when they like say like, oh, thanks Joliet for hosting us, or you know, like whatever, like when they do their city posts.
Oh, really?
They put the set list underneath the photo, but it doesn't have like the covers on it, I don't think.
Oh.
So
Not all covers, or did it have Hallowed Be Thy Name?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Maybe they do have the covers at the bottom. If I don't remember. But anyways, during the concert I did look up. I think it was after they played Locust.
Okay.
I did look up like where that was like the night before, and I think it was back to what you were saying of like how long are they gonna play? Like since it's one band, like how long are they gonna play? And I was trying to figure out like, okay, so what song was Locust? How many songs did they have after that? But then I just got to the point where I was like, I don't know what song they're on. So I don't know if this is going in the same order as the night before. And also I don't know how many songs are left. But I was guessing that there was 10 songs left, which was wrong because there was actually like 14 songs left. But it goes back to the whole, since there was no opener, like I was trying to figure out like, are they going to play for 2 hours or are they going to play for 3 hours?
Right.
I mean, they played for like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, I just rounded up like 3 hours.
Yeah. But so I did get to the, anyways, long story short, I don't like doing that, but I did it because I wanted to know how long the concert was, or like how many songs could be left. And in that, I did see that they didn't have those songs on there. That was my whole point of that whole conversation. Gotcha. So then I knew we weren't going to hear. Well, I knew I wasn't going to hear what I wanted to hear.
Oh, really? That early? You thought you weren't going to hear it?
Well, yeah, because I looked at the set list.
It's not the same set list every night, is it?
I don't know, but it wasn't on the night before. So then I was like, oh, they're probably not going to play it.
Gotcha.
So that's what I was trying to get to.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a long ramble.
No, that was cool. Basically, the assumption was they had the same set list every night.
What I just said was I didn't know if they had the same set list, but I knew it wasn't on there. So I was just assuming that I wasn't going to.
It wasn't on the night before, so I'll assume I'm not going to hear it tonight also.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's cool when a band posts the set list on Instagram to show like here's the Metallica does it. I think Dead and Company does it as well.
Yeah, they do it in a cool way though. Like Metallica does it really
with their
cool.
picks and everything. Because they have picks for each show, each place they go.
This was just under the picture, like written out.
But even that, I'd be happy with. I'm getting the feeling we haven't looked at past shows to see if it's the exact same set list. I bet they change it up quite a bit between shows. And I love when bands do that. Some bands, we talked about this with Rammstein, that maybe it's feasibly impossible to change the set or the set list, because either what the props you need or whatever you need, like we just can't do it. I love when they change up city by city and post it. We on our playlist, we haven't added this yet. We don't have a Killer's Confession added to the playlist, and I really want to add them to the playlist.
Right.
But I don't know what the set list was. It's not online on Setlist FM. They didn't post what their set list was. Maybe we should just ask them. Maybe we'll do that through our Instagram. Just straight up ask them.
I'll just message them and be like, hey,
what was your set list from this show?
Yeah.
Because we add all these songs to a playlist, all new songs we've seen live to a playlist. And I want to add them, but I can't because I can't.
Yeah.
This is the first time hearing that band, so I didn't know their music.
I only know Numb is the only song
right.
I know.
So when a band does that, like you were saying, like Machine Head did, I love when they do that.
Yeah.
And I wish more bands would do it.
Yeah.
But then I guess the counterpoint to that is like Slipknot, Rammstein, they play the same set every goddamn show.
Yeah.
But Machine Head now, they're going to change up their set list every show. If it's a 4-hour drive somewhere,
yeah,
could be something to go do.
Was it after this concert that I immediately looked up to see if there was another one that we could go to? Because I
think you did. I think you did. And we'll get to that here in a little bit too. But so you mentioned Locust. 2 songs later was Hallowed Be Thy Name, that first cover they played. Yep. Fucking love that song as a song. And then I love all the covers. Like they cover it, Cradle of Filth covers it. Those are the 2 main ones I know that cover this song.
I'm sure there's a lot more.
And they're vastly different songs. And it's kind of cool to see, and it's the same thing I like with the Garage Inc. Metallica did, is, you know, Thin Lizzy's version of Whiskey in the Jar versus Metallica's version of Whiskey in the Jar are 2 different songs, but they're the same song. Yeah. And it's so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
So hearing, you know, Hallowed Be Thy Name by Machine Head, it was one of the songs I definitely wanted to hear, and I'm glad we got to hear that.
Yeah, that's good, because I had an opposite thought it was amazing. I don't want that to go out, or, you know, whatever. But when they came out, they did the whole Taylor Swift thing, blah, blah, blah. But they gave, like, another band.
Was it Slayer?
Slayer, yeah. So they were like, oh, we could do Iron Maiden. They didn't tell us the song, but they were like, we could do Iron Maiden, Taylor Swift, or Slayer. And Iron Maiden and Slayer are great. Like, I don't care which one you do. But at that moment in my mind, I was like, oh, choose Slayer. We just saw Iron Maiden, choose Slayer. And they did Iron Maiden, which was fine. I wasn't, like, disappointed, but it was like, we just saw Iron Maiden, like, play some Slayer. So it was that was just a personal thing in my mind.
Yeah. You also mentioned on the set list they don't do the covers. Like, they don't say who they're covering, right?
I don't remember, but I don't think so.
Don't think so. On
they
Nugs,
could. I don't know.
On Nugs, it's the exact same thing. Hallowed Be Thy Name is always listed on Nugs. If you go through the set list, is as like a song. And I think that's because they've recorded it and it's on an album.
Oh, okay.
At the end of every show on Nugs, they have what they call the cover medley. And it's just them doing 4 or 5, maybe even less, 3 to 5 songs of covers from other bands that they enjoy. And they did that at the end of the set here. Because they came out one more time. It was like, who wants another cover?
Yeah. So they kind of end with Davidian, and then they leave the stage, and then you think it's going to be like the encore or whatever. Like, they leave for just like a minute. Right?
Same thing. It's like maybe 3 minutes at most.
Yeah. Like, get a drink of water, whatever.
A beer.
The bassist, well, whatever. I drink water. The bassist took his shirt off. I don't know why, but whatever. He took his shirt off.
That was much earlier in the
Was
night.
it?
Yeah, that was much earlier.
Anyways, I was just
it's hot up there.
I'm sure it is.
Moving around that much?
I'm sure it is. I mean, by the end of the night, all the guys took their shirt off to.
Oh, that's right. They did. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Not all the guys. You didn't.
It's just anybody who wanted to take their shirt off and wave. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. So they end with Davidian, and then they come back out. And And that's where I thought the encore was going to happen.
Yeah, and that was another cover. Like, who wants to hear another cover?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What I was going to say with, like, I thought the encore was going to happen, but it was only, like, 10:20, 10:15. So I felt like it was, like, super early to be ending. But
yeah, there were a lot of moments where that they go off stage and come back for a little bit, and like when they came out with Darkness Within, where he comes out with the acoustic guitar and plays that. Once again on Nugs, that's the thing we've seen a lot. That same little chord or note that he's playing over and over, while he's talking, interacting with the crowd, and then it goes into the song. Like, yeah, that to me was like, all right, this is the beginning of the end type thing. But that's song 15 out of 23.
Yeah. So you thought it was almost over then?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like you said, then they came out, and
I do want to say, like, we keep saying, like, oh, we thought it was almost over. We weren't, like, wanting it to be over. Like,
we were just unsure.
We were unsure, like, how long they were going to play.
It's easy to tell time when you have multiple openers.
Yes, yeah.
It's hard to tell time when you don't have an opener.
Yeah, because you don't know how long they're going to play.
That first opener, it's
30 minutes.
Okay, it's been 30 minutes. The set was supposed to start at 8, so it's probably like 8:30, 8:40-ish, probably more closer to 8:40-ish. Gonna do the set change. Other band's coming on then at 9, which is roughly 9-ish. All right, 45 minutes, and they're gonna come on at 10, then it's gonna be 11. And like here with as just one band, you can't tell time. It's like you can look at your watch or your phone, right, and be like, oh, here's what time it is. Which I don't know if I did, but I think you did a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, I do all the time. Just, I don't know. It's just a habit.
So, I mean, but like it's hard to tell time when there's only one band.
Yeah.
Being like, well, fuck, when's this over? Not like, when's this over? I want it to be over, but like.
Exactly.
I don't want to be blindsided and be like, oh, wait,
that was
it's over now?
Yeah.
Like that, I think that's my fears. I don't want to be blindsided.
Yeah. And that's what I was trying to get at by saying, like, oh, we kept wondering when it was going to be over. It wasn't like, when can we go home? It's how many more songs can we listen to?
What I need to prepare myself for it to be over.
Yeah.
But then they came out and they're like, who wants another cover? And they went straight into Creeping Death.
Yeah.
Fucking one of my favorite Metallica songs. Again, love when people play it and people start chanting, die, die. Like, it's fucking awesome. It's such a great song. And went straight from that to Thunder Kiss 65 by White Zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that into Rain and Blood.
Yes.
So it's like,
so we did get Slayer.
We finally got that Slayer that you wanted.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, so this is the cover medley. Knowing from Nugs is like, all right, so it's either over after this or there's one more song. And the final song, if there's one more, it was Halo.
Yeah, yeah. But then it was still, after it was over, it's still disappointing that it was over.
It was, yeah.
Like, but possibly in my mind, I was disappointed because I really didn't get into it until like maybe like Locust, maybe a little bit later, maybe after Hallowed Be Thy Name. I can't remember because I had that bad thought in my mind of like, it's crowded in here, which I like being in the crowd. I don't know why it was bugging me that night. I don't know, but the whole parade thing was in my mind. Just the whole night was just in my mind, and I couldn't shake it. So
I think that's a really good point, and I think that's a good segue to like just the final thoughts of the evening, and I had the exact same thoughts you had. Is it took me a long ass fucking time to get into this show. I don't want to say it was Creeping Death that finally brought me into it.
Oh, are you serious?
Right. Song 20 of 23. I think I started getting into it a little before that. Maybe not much though. I was in the same mind you were of just being, this venue sucks. This town sucks. Everything about this fucking sucks. I hate this. And it's been a couple days now since being there.
Yeah. I think it helps that we didn't record like as soon as we got home.
But the parade did fucking suck.
Yeah.
I hated that goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Like it ruined both of our nights, and it's partly on us for allowing it to ruin our night the way it did.
It did, yeah.
And it really should not. It's I can't park in the parking garage. Fine, I'll turn left and I'll figure something out, right? Like we should not have let that affect us the way it did affect us, and it's our fault. We let it affect us, but in the moment, yeah, it ruined it for me. I was super pissed at the venue. I was super pissed at just everything that happened. But Machine Head put on an amazing goddamn show.
Yeah.
The venue honestly wasn't bad. I liked the venue a lot.
Yeah, the venue's actually not bad at all. But I think I had the same thoughts where I was like, this place sucks. It's too small. There, like, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the pools in the middle of the floor. And I don't know. I think I had the same thought. But I think it was what happened between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock when it started, 7 o'clock when we went inside, I should say, that was what made us feel that way.
Same thing. You said, like, there's fucking people here for real at a concert. Why the fuck are there people at a concert? I should be the only one here. Like, that was my mindset as well.
Wait, what? Oh, like, because it was crowded?
Yes. Yeah. That was my, I was exaggerating it, right?
I was I never said that I should be the only person here.
But, like, that was my mindset as well. Like, there's too many fucking people here. This is my concert, god damn it. But no, it wasn't. It's all of our concerts. And it's my own stupid fuck attitude that ruined it for me. Nobody else ruined it but me.
Well, the thing is...
And it wasn't... Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was going to say, like, the parade was holiday themed, like a Christmas type parade with... I'm sure Santa was there at one point. I don't know. I didn't see him. But it's like, we love Christmas. But that night just fucking... The parade just fucking ruined it for us.
That's the thing. Like, we could have had a lot of fun of, like, let's get a beer real quick. And then, but we could have planned for it better. We could have eaten before going out.
I think that's part of it. We had, like, we didn't know the parade was happening because we aren't from the suburbs. And so we kind of had a plan because, like you said earlier, we didn't have our friend to pick up. So then we were like, oh, I was able to log off a little early from work. You didn't work Friday. So it was like, oh, like, let's go out there early. Let's not wait until 5 o'clock to go out there. Let's get something to eat. Let's walk around the town. Like, I was like, hey, there's stuff to do around here. And then we get there. Go get the poster.
And now we can't get the poster that I want, the one thing I want to buy.
Yeah. I mean, you got the poster.
No, but, like, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
It's that one, like you were saying, it's that one, like, if,
we had a plan of what we wanted to do.
And if we had known about it, sure, we would have gone and probably participated in it. Not being, I mean, maybe we would have walked in it. I don't know. Just, like, jumped out there.
Walk down the street.
Definitely push a kid over for his candy. Like, there was a kid who walked by with so much candy. Like, he doesn't need all that. He's going to rot his teeth out. So, I mean, I don't know. I've ruined the night for me.
Yeah.
Type thing.
I would agree. It was our own fault of having that attitude.
And the night wasn't ruined. Like, looking back on it, even though I didn't have fun, I had fun.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go back here. Like you said, we're going back out in, like, March or something. Yeah. To see another show there. Yeah. I'm really excited to do that.
Yeah.
And it's a weekend show, like on a Saturday. I think it's Helvetia that we're going to see. And I think that's on, like, a Saturday.
Is that how you say the name?
Helvetia. That's how I say it.
Okay. Anyways.
We had this conversation, like, Amanamoth, Amanamarth, like, Ramstein, like, whatever it is. That's how I say it. It's Helvetia.
Yeah. It's fine.
But we're going to see them on, like, a Saturday. So we're going to leave at, like, noon.
Yeah.
And explore the city. Like you said, there's a casino, so we can go hang out there.
Go push buttons.
Yes. We can hang out there for a couple hours before the show.
We might do that. Maybe have a hotel out there. We could just make it a whole weekend.
So, I mean, it could be fun. It's going. I don't say it could be fun. I think it will be fun. I think it will be better. I think we'll be in a better attitude. And even when we left this show, we were both, I think, like you said, we both had that same sort of mindset or attitude of this was a shitty place, venue was shitty, blah, the X was shitty, Y was shitty, but in reverse, like, we were the shitty ones, not anything else.
I think right when we got in the car, I was like, okay, let's get home. Like, we were just done being in the suburbs. But then maybe as soon as we got home, I can't remember when I started looking, but I was, like, looking up their tour.
Machine Heads, right.
Yeah, because to see if we could go again.
Because you're like, I need to see them again.
Yes.
And I agreed. I was like,
yes.
The show they put on was so good.
Yeah.
It was 3 hours nonstop of just a blast, kicking your teeth and having a great time. Like, they put on an amazing, amazing show. And it was my attitude that ruined it for me. And it shouldn't have been ruined that long, because they should have came on, and they did come on. And I was just too stubborn to be like, no, I'm in a piss mood. I'm gonna be in a piss mood all night long.
Did you do
Nothing
that?
you can do. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's like what a 5-year-old would do,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
that's what I was acting like, a goddamn 5-year-old. Being
Yeah.
like, no, I'm angry. I'm going to be angry. It's like,
Like,
but
I'm not gonna like this at all.
do you want a lollipop? I do, but fuck you. I don't want it.
Maybe Friday night should have been your I'm gonna mosh tonight night.
Maybe. I don't know.
Get
Like,
some of that aggression out. Get some of, I don't know.
but then I would have been happy, because then I didn't want to be happy, right? It's like one of those things, like, I'm pissed and I want to be pissed and I want people to know that I'm pissed. And people are like, well, why are you pissed? And you like tell them why you're pissed. And like, really?
Yeah.
That's the hill you're going to die on? Like,
People listening to this are going to be like, a fucking Christmas parade made you upset.
Really? That's it? All right. You do you, but like, you're fucking nuts. Like,
So that night, I wasn't even that upset until we asked to go to the parking garage.
yeah.
And the one guy's like, no, you have to turn. And then I was like, well, how do I get to the parking garage? And the other cop turned around and was like, you have to go. And that's what pissed me off.
Yeah.
So maybe I shouldn't have let that piss me off.
Yeah.
But
It was that one thing that we just held on to all night.
Yep.
And looking back on it, the concert was great. The venue
Oh my gosh,
was awesome.
yes. I'm excited to go back out, and I'm
I am
excited
too.
to know. I mean, granted, on a normal night that's not Black Friday, traffic's gonna suck getting out there. But if we can plan for it,
Yeah, but not a Saturday afternoon. Go ahead.
have you driven in Chicago on a Saturday afternoon?
No, I usually fall asleep like right away.
Exactly.
So
Anyways,
it's good for me.
But it's kind of like when we go to Milwaukee. Like, we just plan for it. I let my work know, hey, I need to log off at this time. I won't. You can call me if you want, but I need to log off. So I mean, it's one of those things where if we plan for it, we can make it much better than what it was.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It was an amazingly good concert.
Yeah.
Great venue.
I'm ready to see them again.
I'm ready to see them again too. Right. I'm ready to go back to this venue and check it out.
Yeah.
Like, everything that was bad to say about this was our own doing. It was nothing else.
Yeah, like the first whatever that we complained about it wasn't us, or it wasn't the band, it wasn't the venue. It was our attitudes.
So I mean,
everything.
Definitely 100% check out both again. I'm excited to see both again. The venue, the band, all of it. I think it's going to be great. Need to work on my own fucking attitude, I guess, and not let little fucking bullshit piss me off. And hey, whatever. That is what it is.
But so I know you want to wrap up, but I had a thought of when I get in that attitude, music's what I turn to. Like, when I have a bad day at work, I turn to music. If I have, when it happened, I really badly just wanted to turn something really loud up, really aggressive up, and listen to it. But then we had that 2 hours, 3 hours between trying to find parking and the actual concert starting that I think we just festered the whole time instead of just taking care of it right away.
Maybe it definitely wasn't that long. It was
5 o'clock to
hour.
8 o'clock. We got to Joliet at 5 o'clock.
Ooh, but we didn't get parking until almost
No,
6.
no, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying
Gotcha.
that whatever. Where if we would have just taken care of it right away, whatever. Where I honestly think it was for Locust, because that's one song. I don't know the words to many Machine Head songs, and that's one that I do, so I can really get into it. And I think that is the one that it turned around for me, which makes sense why Creeping Death is what turned it around for you. But that sucks that was
so late.
the last little bit of this concert. But it's when you can have that music to change your attitude or check your attitude or whatever you want to say to get you back into the mindset of enjoying life again. I wanted to bring that up during this because like music can really do that for people.
No, yeah, 100%. And I guess that's where I was trying to get. Like,
Okay.
it should have been earlier in the evening for me that I was turned around, but no, I still like being the 5-year-old, being like, I'm set in my ways, I'm done.
You needed your like depressive playlist or
I
whatever
guess
you
so.
have, like where you would just want to be mad
Yeah,
playlist. Where for me, I needed something like aggressive to listen to.
So I mean, all in all, as you said, we'll wrap this up. Like,
Yeah.
great band, fantastic venue. Definitely both we're gonna check out again. Yeah. So like, if you're out there, go check out live music. It's fucking awesome. And don't let the little goddamn things ruin your day, because, like we said, 2 days later, 3 days later, whatever it is, you're gonna fucking forget about that little goddamn thing and
realize all the good parts.
right, yeah. And that's all you're gonna remember is the good things. You're not gonna remember that shitty ass fucking parade.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Any hoodles.
All right. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you later.
All right. Bye, guys.